less. Wake up thinking God, he showed me how to reinvest. All this stress, I was giving game to you peons from the gate. Use my own self as examples. I live raw and never hate.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Today is Tuesday Thoughts, and we're going to be talking about why reading is needed in your day-to-day routine. The reasoning being is because it allows you to improve your vocabulary. It allows you to see different perspectives, and it allows you to focus on one thing, which is reading, understanding, and letting your imagination work. We have to unplug. We have allowed a lot of other systems to tell us what we're seeing, telling us what we're needing to know, just feeding us all the information. Well, isn't that what a book does? It has the words, it's telling you all of this, but it allows you to picture the information as you read it. It allows your mind to be utilized in a different way compared to when you're just looking at a screen. And I think a lot of times that we have forgotten those things. If you really think about it, like if we're being honest, if you really think back, do you really think children's imaginations are the same as the previous generation, the one before that, or the one before that? Or do you think they have been damaged because they have been fed all of this stuff through either a phone, tablet, or television? I think that's a good question that everybody should ask themselves when they're looking at the kids of the generation. I mean, I've been paying attention, and I think that's why a lot of them don't process their emotions well. Um, they're overly emotional, and they're prone to a level of violence that isn't the same as before. Or maybe just because the news is what it is now, you access the information. But I don't know. It didn't seem like that. The kids in the neighborhood played more. I see kids playing in the neighborhood, but they got that phone with them, and they might all put the phone up and try to do TikTok dances. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at the kids who don't use the phones like that and they're using their imagination, or they're not relying on some outside source to feed them, they move differently. Their ability to process things seems to be stronger, and I'm not discrediting these kids because they're still intelligent. It's just that you can see there's a difference in certain behavioral moments, so I think reading is one of those things that is a just a mandatory thing for us. At one point it was a requirement, but now it doesn't seem to be anymore. They used to make you take the books home, or they would make you read these books and then tell them what you got from it. I've looked at the homeworks and stuff, and it doesn't look like what I remember it looking like. They don't require you to be in depth about what you understood from this excerpt that you read. I think we're just in a day and age of like, let's hurry up and get this done. And the more that let's hurry up and get this done, I think the more we'll become just robots or just cogs in a machine that just follow the rules but never come with a better idea. You know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm getting to an age where I'm starting to look at the game different. But I think reading is one of those things. Was I an avid reader growing up? No. And they even say that if you're not an avid reader, it's almost impossible for you to become an avid reader. I don't think that's the case. It's just that you have to discipline yourself. You have to break the habits of the old and start improving yourself. When you look at the people that actually read books or read certain things that most people wouldn't even think to grab, they think on a more profound level, the way they communicate with you. It's like, man, I got to keep listening to you, because they're able to speak in a way that can grasp you, right? And I think that's why it's not pushed as much as it was before, because I think about reading in its totality, right? Where do they hide all the information? In a book. Why? Because they know most people don't have the attention span to read it. Why is that? Why over the years have our attention spans dropped? Why are we down to 7 to 10 seconds for our attention span to actually focus on something that we clicked on? Why do we need something to be like, click, get the dopamine hit, and then we be like, this bores us, and then turns it off? Why? Is that by design? I know I've asked this before in other videos. Is it by design? Because if you can sit down and read, shout out to one of my homegirls for teaching me this, 5 pages a day, it'll take you no time in finishing a book. And I'll tell you, when I finish a book, I feel very good about it. I'm like, yes, finished it. Now on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being real with you. I think, pick up a book, do yourself the service of learning something new, or just picking up a skill set where you'd be like, I don't know what this word is. What does this mean? And now you didn't added a new one to your vocabulary. So, but let me know what y'all think down in the comments section, and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody. Peace.